everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Andrea, and today I have my 7th update for the Panner's Pan. This is a project that was started by Elizabeth, or Kooky Pans, over on Instagram as a way to spotlight your favorite panners, beauty content creators, whomever you would like to have more people check out. You might notice I'm speaking a little quieter than normal, and that's because Madeline is in bed, but she is not sleeping, and I do not want her to come down and help me. So I'm trying to be quiet, and I'm going to try to do this fairly quickly because she should stay in bed. I don't want her coming downstairs. That's basically the long and the short of it. I don't want her coming downstairs. So there's a lot of ways that I've seen people doing this. The most common is 10 panners at a time, because I think that's how Elizabeth started the project. That was a little too much for me and like the amount of projects that I've got going on. So I'm doing 5 panners with makeup, beauty related items, and then 1 panner where I'm like panning their hobby, so to speak. So let's get into the update, because I have a really exciting empty, and if you follow this project, you can probably guess what it is. So the first panner that I am working on is, of course, Elizabeth. She has been in from the very beginning, and she's got so many projects that she's created, but the one that I went with is her Never Have I Ever project, where you pan a product type that you've never panned before. For me, that is a cream blush stick. I've finished a couple powder blushes, but I've never finished a cream blush. So I had this Maybelline Master Glaze blush stick in the shade Just Pinched Pink. I was working on this in my Throwback 30 last year, and I had gotten it down flush with the plastic tube. So when I brought it in for her, theoretically it was done insofar as like you couldn't apply it anymore the regular way. But I mean, this is pretty deep. I think 2 months ago I finally dug everything that was in here out and put it in a little plastic clamshell, and I finished it today. This is now an empty. I can now say that I have fully panned a cream blush stick. I used this 22 times this past month. I used it 101 times since before that, for a total of 123 uses after this was flat. So just saying, if you really want to get your money's worth out of stuff, you gotta dig product out. If I didn't have this in this project, I probably would have just called it quits then, because this was a big blush stick. I completely panned it, so that is an empty, and Elizabeth is finally rolling out of this project. Everyone else is staying in though. I have been kind of like focusing on one product that I really want to use up or hit my goal on every month, and that blush, I've been working on that blush forever. Anyway, now with that exciting update out of the way, the rest of these are fairly boring. The next person I have in is Jessica, also one of the queens of panning. She loves to Franken, so that's what I wanted to put in for her, a Franken product, and I have this Frankened eyeshadow right here. My goal is to hit pan. I've only used it 2 more times this past month. I think both times I actually used it as a blush topper. Like one of the times it's today. It's the end of the day. It's faded. Like, this looks a little crazy as a blush topper, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm like, I need to get extra use on it, and that is a way to do that. So I have 19 total uses on this, and I have no idea how close I am to pan, because this is for an eyeshadow, this is, you know, one of my mini Becca highlighting compacts. For an eyeshadow, this is a big compact, but there's 3 eyeshadows all mixed in together. So I really don't know how close I am to panless. Like I can't, there's not even really a dip at all. So probably. This is because Jessica has also been in since the beginning of the project. This is the next item that I'm going to focus on, hopefully this next month, and hit pan on it. And probably, if I am doing things correctly, you're going to be seeing lots of pink looks from me in March. Next, I had rolled in Lisa from Panning and Beyond, one of my favorite internet panning people ever. And for her, I brought in my Colored Rain Safari Rain palette, and I'm working on the shade Tigress because that is her favorite shade in the palette. I only used it one more time, which is today. It's on my lower lash line. So I've used this a total of 11 times in the project. There is a dip forming, but I think I say it every time. If you compare that dip to my dip in Lioness, I've still got a ways to go. I was really hoping I was going to hit pan in Lioness with this look, but I think I'm like 2 uses away. I'm really trying to hit pan on it before my oldies and favorites update in a couple of days, so fingers crossed that I can do that. That has nothing to do with this project, but this palette is in both, so I figured I'd just mention it. Then for Lainey, her channel is Makeup with Lainey, and I have this multi-chrome from Davina in Exosphere because she hit pan on hers last year. You can see there's a little dip forming. I only used it one more time this month. I think you see a theme here. It is not on my eyes today though. I've used that a total of 8 times, so I've still got a ways to go on that one as well. And then for the last makeup panner, I have Valerie, who is also one of my favorite internet friend makeup people. you know what I'm trying to say. She besides like, oh my gosh, like you need to check out her Instagram and check out her empties posts. It's like how does someone use up that much in a month? And it's just like, she is an amazing panner. I hope to be like her one day. But she's also a really funny, and she's super kind and generous, and she sent me this Lime Crime, well, I mean, it didn't have this on it when she sent it to me. She sent me the Lime Crime Venus XL2 palette as friend mail because she sent me a message one day because she was at Ulta, and she's like, hey, Lime Crime is all half off. Do you want this palette? I was like, okay. And so she sent it to me, so. I also had another palette in for her that she also sent me in the same package as this, but I've already done my No Pan Left Behind for that one, so I'm just working on this for her, No Pan Left Behind style. I used it 3 more times this month, but each time I only used one of the shades that was left, so I still have 6 shades left. I do this every month. I still have to use Forbidden, Myth, Laurel, West, Mystic, and Phoenix, but I'm sure I can use these all in the next month, so I am also going to try to, I'm definitely going to try to get the Franken Shadow done, but if I feel like I'm just not making enough progress on that, I will focus on this because I like to try to roll in at least one new panner every time. But we'll see. And then finally for my hobby panner, I have brought in Shanrel from Shanrel Stash. And besides being like super, like she's very sweet and bubbly and just like, she's just like super happy all the time. I want to know her secret. Well, I don't think she has toddlers, so that's probably her secret. But for her, every video she always tells you the tea of the day, what tea she's drinking. And I'm not a tea drinker, like I'm not a tea drinker where I drink tea every day, but I do like tea. I have a lot of tea. So for Shanrel, I brought in my tea collection, and I wanted to use each one once, but there were some that I wanted to finish because they were like little samples or the bags were almost gone. So I did manage to finish 2 teas. There was this tin. It was Bubby's Baklava. I think this was a black tea, but I'm not positive. All of my teas are from David's Tea. I went a little crazy a few years ago after my sister introduced me to David's Tea, and I have like 29 different bags of David's Tea that I need to get through. So this was the first one that I finished, and then this was just like a one-use packet. This was Midsummer's Night Dream. It was a fruit infusion. I tend to like the fruit infusions more because I don't think it matters as much if you don't have the water at the correct temperature, which I never do because that's too much hassle. So I think sometimes my teas don't taste, not that they taste bad, I just don't think they taste the way that like they're really supposed to taste. But this one was really good. It's citrusy mint tea, is refreshingly magical with sweet apples, cool spearmint, tart gooseberries, and petals of marigold and rose. And it, like the apples and the spearmint together, it tasted so good. I really liked this one. And then I had my chocolate macaroon, which I believe is a black tea, and the creme caramel, and I didn't look this up again. I think Danny said her wife pronounces it Rubois. I don't know. But creme caramel, why would I say it that way? I don't say it that way. Creme caramel. That is how I say it. I say caramel. Do you say caramel or caramel? I think it depends on where you live. I'm in Michigan. We say things weird. So, creme caramel Rubois. Rooibos. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's late. So I'll throw up I'll like have them marked off, the pictures of all my teas that I took, and I have check marks on the ones that I've like just used the one time and that's all I need to use them, and the ones I finished and all that stuff. So now is the time to roll in a new panner, which is very exciting. So for the past few updates, I've been doing it the way Ruth has been doing it, where she has the people in her Tiny Decisions app and she randomly picks them. And I did that. The problem is a lot of the people that I want to bring in, I want to work on a specific eyeshadow for them. You can see my dilemma. So what I decided to do is I am handpicking the panner this time. I am going to go with an Instagram panner. Not that it matters that much, but Elizabeth is an Instagram panner, and most of the people I want to roll in are on YouTube, but there are a few who do Instagram only, and I want to make sure that I'm getting a good mix in. So I'm going to do an Instagram only panner. And the person that I decided to choose for this update is Stephanie from Foo Pans. And Stephanie she's just, I say this about like everybody who I roll in, but she is just an amazing panner. Like, she consistently has goals met on like every single update, or at least really great progress. She finishes things in a timely manner, unlike me. And she also loves nail polish. So last year I did Califab's monochromatic year, but I wanted to do it with my nail polish, and she joined in and she stuck with it even after I abandoned it like halfway through the year, as I do on Instagram, because it's a lot to keep up with Instagram. I admire the people who like consistently post on Instagram and like all the information and pictures and everything, because it's a lot. But she kept at it, and one brand that was very consistent in all of her updates for that project was Holo Taco. And I think every single update that she posted, I commented like, "Oh, those Holo Taco polishes are gorgeous. I don't have any." Well, I do now. So for Stephanie, I have, I went from 0 Holo Taco polishes to, I have them all in this little box, 12 Holo Taco polishes. So for Stephanie, I want to use each one once. I have 3 creams, 5 Holo polishes, and then 4 like topper shades. So let's see, how do I want to do this? So first, and I don't know what collection this is, but I have 2 full collections and then like 2 random polishes. So this first one is some kind of like electricity themed collection. I don't know, but oh my gosh. This, and I'll try tomorrow before I post this video, I will try to take a video of these swatch sticks in sunlight so you can like actually see the holo on them, because you can't see it in these lights. But there's 5 of these. And then I also have, that's 1 full collection. And then I also bought, I don't know, the Winter Shimmers collection. So they're not in here. This is just the box that it came in. So that collection had 2 creams, which are this navy and the lavender. And then it had 3 like shimmer effect top coats, which I'm sure other people do this, but I haven't seen anyone do it except for Jaylon, where on her swatch sticks, she paints half black so you can see topper shades over like a dark polish, but then she leaves the bottom part clear so that you can see what they look like on their own. So those, I mean, for these, you can kind of see some of the shifts. I'll still take a photo or a little video in sunlight. And then the 2 like kind of just random ones I have are this beautiful like dark fuchsia kind of. I have worn this before like a while ago. It's such a pretty color. And then I have one of their unicorn skin like flaky toppers. So there's, like I said, 12 polishes there. There's only 3 creams, so it's not like I'm going to be doing combos left and right with all this stuff and be done. Like, this is going to take me several months because of all the polishes that I'm already panning. But I thought this would be the perfect thing to bring in for Stephanie, because she definitely, like, I'd heard of Holo Taco before. I think most people who are into like more indie stuff have heard of Holo Taco, but I've never really looked into them until she was posting her updates for that project, and she consistently had a Holo Taco polish in every update, and I was just like, oh, that looks pretty. Ooh, I want that. So now I've got a bunch, and I'm going to use them for her. So I hope you not only go check out Stephanie's Instagram, but go check out everybody who is in this project currently and who has been in the project in the past, because I have everybody linked in my description box. And I hope you're having a great day or night wherever you are. You're staying safe and sane and healthy, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.